Hi all, I wanted to talk with you about how to help jealous and envy people. So this is for like any kind of jealousy, whether it's small, big, large, medium, any size. So basically, when it comes to jealousy and envy, a small envy can grow into a big envy if you don't do nothing about it. So, and when people envy each other, envy one person, if somebody envies you, it's obviously one person's doing better than the other. And with that, it's not a case of the person that's doing well and the other party that's envious of them. It's not a case of you that's doing well. It's not a case of you. It's not a case, you shouldn't really neglect them. You should stand by them and try to help them and try to help them with their with whatever they're going through. Don't just leave it and just do your own thing. Obviously, if it's somebody that's older than you, then maybe you have to go about it in a different way and maybe you probably have to get some advice. But in general, if somebody's jealous of you, just try to help them as best as you can. Just find out their interest, their personal interest, their ambitions, their goals, their failed goals. Try to find out what they're good at, and try to encourage them to do stuff. If they don't do much, or if they do something but they just want to do different, if they want to change the scenery, then just encourage them on whatever they want to do. Don't fill them with negativity and or let them wallow in their own self-pity, or rub it in. If you're doing well, just try to help them, encourage them when they're down. So I mean, and if you hate this person that's jealous of you, and if you're always fighting between each other of your jealousy in between both of you, if you're always doing that, fighting and stuff like that, as most people know, two wrongs don't make a right. And it's gonna be down to one of you to make the humble move of saying, we need to sort this out. Don't just not do nothing about it. Do something about it. If the first person that does something about it, if the first person does something about it, then the other person will feel ashamed, and it's obvious as well. But if you don't want to listen to this and thinking this is a load of rubbish, and and it's like it's and you feel a sense of anger towards that person still, and you don't want to move on. And I can only encourage you with the Bible, but hear me out first. You might be thinking, the Bible is all about religion and rubbish, and just you know, just just playing rubbish, and maybe you're thinking, you know, maybe you're thinking, you know, trying to think, maybe you're thinking my vomit's better than the Bible. I'm just giving you an example, not trying to this, you know, I'm just giving you an example, an example, because, you know, people that don't believe will obviously love the idea of me comparing the Bible, me comparing the Bible with vomit. So if you or yeah, or I don't know, I mean, if say for example, you compare the Bible with, you compare it to that, and then you say, oh, well, if you had to put it in your pocket, put the if you had to put the Bible in, if you had to pick between the two, pick up the Bible and put the Bible in your pocket, or pick up the vomit and put it in your pocket. Some people that don't believe will say, you know, I choose a vomit. But, and you could also, some of us will probably be thinking, you know, the Bible is all about religion, and Christianity is all about religion, man-made religion. But you know, as all Christians know, genuine Christians know, that they know that the Christianity is a faith walking congregation. It's a living, breathing relationship with God and Jesus. So basically to compare it to compare the Bible with vomit, you know, in another sense, you know, if God had to choose you, between if God had to choose you between you and the vomit, I'm sure God will choose God will choose you. And you might also be thinking, you know, that, you know, Christianity's religion is all stupid, and God is stupid, and everything's stupid about Christianity. But the thing is, what I wanted to say to you about that is that, you know, it's fair enough to think that everything's stupid. It's, you know, I respect your views, and if you're thinking that you know vomit's more better than Christianity, in, you know, the thing is, you know, and the thing is, God is, with all that said and done, basically, God is stupid enough to love you. He's basically besotted with you. He's overwhelmed by you. God can't think properly, and Jesus can't think properly, or sleep properly, or Jesus can't sleep properly, and God can't sleep properly without thinking about you. When you know, when I say think about you, he's thinking about how he can bless you, how he can progress you in life. So, you know, if I insulted anyone about vomit, you know, I apologize, but I was just giving you an example. So, just giving you that interesting comparison. I'll tell you the meaning of besotted. Some people, I'm sure some people know what it means. It means, besotted is spelled B-E-S-O-T-T-E-D, and it says, and it means strongly infatuated. And the synonyms, which is the other meaning with the same name, same meaning. It says it says smitten with, in love with, love struck by, head over heels in love with, head over heels in love with, hopelessly in love with. So basically, I've got a scripture. I've got a scripture that I wanted to show you about, you know, looking after people and anyone that we know that's jealous or envy of us. But it's not the exact words jealousy and envy, but it's similar to it. Basically, it's basically the same thing, but in a different light. If you understand what if you understand what I'm saying. So here it is. It's in Mark 12 verse 30 to 31 in the New King James Version, NKJV. It says here, V30, and you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul. But before I go any further, hear me out on this before I get to the point. In this scripture, so it goes on to say, with all your mind and with all your strength. This is the first commandment. V31, and the second like it is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other command greater than these. I think, let me give you another one, because I thought it was going to show up the one that I actually wanted, but I think this is the one that I was actually saying earlier. You have to hear me out. It's a long sentence, so I'm gonna read it out, and maybe I'll explain. So it says in Matthew 5 verse 43 to 48, New King James Version, NKJV. It says, well, hang on. It says, it's just a title. You love your enemies. It says, V43. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that V45, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven, for he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. For V46, for if you love those who love you, what reward have you? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if V47, and if you greet your brethren only, what do you do? What do you do more than others? Do not even the tax collectors do so? V48, therefore you shall be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect. So it's not, this is not by force, but it's this, you know, it seems like the Bible is doing it by force, but in the end, behind it all, it's not really by force. It's just encouraging you, because if we don't do these things, it's gonna end up being an argument, or it's gonna end up being a problem. You know, somebody, you know, if we just leave jealousy and leave envy, or leave the person that's envy and leave the person that's jealous, if we leave them to it, you know, it's only going to boil up the envy and jealousy in them, and you know, people can go as far, even if they're unwell, and even if they're unwell, they can end up killing that person, the person that they're envious of, and it can happen. So it's not a case of you know, I don't think somebody will do that to me. You know, you don't really know what's going on in people's mind outside of God. And yeah, so that's that's really all I have to say for now. I must say as well, when I say outside of God, about, you know, when people's envy and jealous of that person that wants to kill them, you know, things like this, envy and jealousy, can happen in the church as well, but that can only happen if somebody is not a genuine Christian, have not been impacted by God. So yeah, that's really all I have to say for now. So any problems, please message me, or whatever contacts you see on my page. So that's all I have to say for now. So God bless, take care, and peace be with you. Bye for now.